Hey family, Dad here. Hope you're having a great day. On this video, I just wanted to talk about the breakdown of my 2025 job search. So as I shared on a previous video, I'm on the hunt for my next role. Just wanted to kind of move forward with a different role and be excited and intrigued about. And so I started this kind of job search back in the fall, late fall, Q4 2024, and then into Q1 of 2025. What I did notice was it didn't seem like there was an abundance amount of roles in my interest, my industry in healthcare sales in Q4 as there was in Q1 of 2025. Could be, new budget, new year for these companies. So they opened up, job recs, more job recs they did in Q1 versus Q4. But anyhow, that was one of the key insights that I had. And I thought I'd share with you kind of the breakdown of what my job search looked like. So I made a kind of an Excel doc spreadsheet on what my job search looked like this year. Actually Q4 and then into Q1 of this year. As you can see here, there was a total of 18 roles that I applied for. And this started back in October. Of these roles, 7 out of the 18 roles I got a chance to interview for. 4 of the 18 roles I ended up going into the final round for these roles. And, they were all great roles, which was really fortunate to get the opportunity to interview. And then out of the four final interviews, I got 2 offers. On top of that, I got a call from the hiring manager from one of the final rounds that I interviewed for. I didn't get the role, but the hiring manager called me a week later, just thanking me the opportunity. I was a strong candidate, they said, and if there's another opening that opened up on our team, that she would definitely reach out. So that felt good on that sense. But this job search, I really felt really good about it. It wasn't as many opportunities that I applied to. I think part of it was, I had a job, I had income coming in, so I could be a little more pickier about the role that I wanted. And 5 of the 18 roles that I applied to, I did get a rejection email. And then the remaining 6 of the 18 roles that I applied to, I got no feedback, no rejection email, no responses or anything like that. So the ones in the green, I did get an offer for. So the top one up here, and I shared on our previous video, I applied for this role back in the fall. I made it to the final round. It didn't work out. However, that employee that got hired, they only lasted for 1 month. And then the hiring manager reached out back to me at the end of February, see if I was interested. And then literally in 11 days, I went through the interview process and then got the offer. So I was pretty proud of that. I did, like I said, I interviewed for 4 roles that I was a final candidate to. Those were really good roles. I really was interested in them. I thought I did well in those final interviews, but again, you just never know what is in the mind of the hiring manager, the panel interviews that I did, what's in their mind, what they're looking for and whatnot. So that's another kind of, I guess, feedback is just, you just never know what they're looking for. You can definitely ask throughout the interview process, what are you looking for in your next hire? And see if you can align to that as the interview process goes forward. The amount of interviews that I've done during my working career, again, you just never know what they're looking for at the end of the day. And there might be other candidates that are, more talented, and more qualified for the role. So just to recap, again, I was really happy about this interview process. I was a little pickier on the roles that I wanted versus being laid off. I just started applying for several roles. So that was good. Again, this is not 100% success rate, right? We're going to have some failures when we apply to roles, interview for jobs, and that's okay. Learn from them, get better, be crisper, improve on your interview skills, how you paint the picture of yourself at the next interview. So tell me your thoughts, any advice, any food for thought during my job search. Comment, like, subscribe. I would definitely appreciate it. So I will see you all on the next video.